Hi everyone, this is Mohammad Ali Raza. Today we are showing you and the lab what we have performed regarding our uh, uh, hacking the system. So I'm going to walk through how we have performed hacking by using Kali machine to perform the vulnerability scanning to the Chaoptrix machine. So I'm going to walk through very quickly some of the slides which have already been covered and showed by our instructor. So you see like very first slide we have done and run the network scanning and by performing the network scan, so we have run what are the services and the ports are available on this particular machine, which is the Chaoptrix 192.168.56.104. And you can easily see lots of couple of ports are available that we have already gone through in our last lab. So our focus right now is targeting the port number 139, the Samba service, and we'll try to get access to the Chaoptrix machine. So this port has been scanned, and in the next slide, what I have done, we have run the tool, Metasploit tool, to discover the Samba version and to execute the exploit. So basically, you have seen here I have run some couple of commands to start executing the scanner, and the scanner has been run uh, towards the Chaoptrix, and what we have found, Samba version 2.2.1.a is running. So you see the snapshot. So 2.2.1.a, we have tried to open it over the browser like exploit db, and we're gonna get the remote code execution from there. So this is basically providing us the remote code execution script or code which we gonna put it and install it under the Kali machine, and we're gonna execute it towards the Samba service. So you see this is the code link, and when we see in the raw format, this is the particular code which we had copied, and then we had basically pasted this under the vi editor by creating a new file 10.c. 10 is the basically exploit number what we have found under the website url, and then we had pasted it under the vi editor by creating a new file 10.c. And right after creating a file, we run the compiler. You see here gcc 10.c minus 0 minus o 10, and right after running the compiler, we will be having a couple of options in the parameter. We have executed the command towards the Chaoptrix machine. You see like we are generating this particular exploit by specifying the parameters, like uh, uh, we have mentioned, like the machine is a Linux machine. And in the very next slide, what we have done, we have like gone the access. We have got the access in the machine, and you see right there that I have executed different commands. So you guys see a couple of command. I have created a username called Raza, and I have reset I have basically set a password. That's a 123, and you see for smb share I have also enabled this account. So here you see I have successfully created a user account under the Chaoptrix machine there. So that's how like we have hacked our Chaoptrix machine, and we are like successfully able to create an account under that machine, since we having our root access uh, under that machine. That's how we can perform any test. And in the very next slide, I have shown I was successfully able to log into the Chaoptrix machine by using my newly created account. So that's all about uh, the lab. And there are some couple of tasks we also need to show here. Like we have to also describe summary of mitigation strategies to secure systems. So what we have found, if our system is not so strong, we don't having a right security policies and control in place, our system could easily hack. So that's how these are some couple of mitigation strategies which we definitely needed to secure our system. So we need to basically keep updating our software and the operating systems. It should be always updated. We should be having a multi-factor authentication. We should always restrict the access by defining a proper privileges level. So if someone is just needing a read-only access, he shouldn't be having a read-write access. A strong password policies in place, some kind of complicated and complex password combination we have to define in the policies. So user will always be having, or administrator will always be having a to use the critical password policies. Encryption of data using during the transit, sorry. So the data shouldn't be in a clear text. Use of network firewall by defining the restricted policies, and same thing in the systems. Like we should be having a firewall running in the critical systems as well. We have to get rid of unwanted hardware and software. We have to make sure none of the software is running or hardware is running where which is not in use. So any hacker can exploit those particular software or hardware. We have to make sure like only signed software or the legitimate softwares are being used in the network. And uh, and uh, uh, we also need to run the intrusion prevention system to block all kind of network scanning if there is uh, any malicious activity going on that's gonna prevent us. So and the last but not least, like the server OS hardening and the antivirus. These are some of the another critical system we should be having to mitigate the security risks and to secure our system. Now let's move forward by having a quick view about the attack families descriptions. So we have a different kind of attack. So there are so many, but we are just uh, uh, defining or explaining some of the attacks. So number one is buffer overflow. So that is very common attack. So what happened in this? Basically, it occurs when the data volume exceeds the memory or buffer's storage capacity. So what's going to be happen as a result? The program attempting to write the data to the buffer overrides to the memory location. So that's kind of overwhelm your buffer and your service gonna be no longer accessible. Privileges escalation. In privilege escalation, attacks exploit weakness and security vulnerabilities with the goal of elevating access to a network application or any mission critical systems. So that's gonna basically escalate the privilege, and then user gonna get the or the hacker gonna go get the maximum level of access. Rootkit is basically a malicious software, and it's basically allowing them to get the remote access and to control the system. Trojan is basically also a type of the malware software that disguises itself as a legitimate code or software. Once it has been installed in the system within the network, attackers are able to carry out any action that the legitimate user could perform. So it seems like the legitimate kind of uh, apply, uh, traffic looking in the network. A backdoor is a potential security risk which is providing a backdoor, and these are the computer program by which the hacker can perform the command and control. Virus is a computer program that can copy itself and infect your computer without any permission of the user, and that might corrupt your and delete your data in the systems. Return oriented programming, that's basically a security exploit technique used by the attacker to execute the code on their targeted system. Common social engineering attacks, that is a term used for a broad range of malicious activity accomplished through human interaction. So basically they try to manipulate the user account by trying different kind of combinations of the users and the password, and they trick by using the common terminologies like also guessing the user first name by last name by social security numbers, and kind of common kind of combination. So that comes under the social engineering attack. Okay, guys. So hopefully you guys uh, uh, the entire presentation. Thank you so much.